Warning. What you are about to see and hear is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed on the show are our opinions and do not reflect the views of BTW 21 or its staff. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel and Chad.
Good.
God is looking for something real, someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real.
Be real.
This is the Be Real Podcast with your host, Daniel Lewis, brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
We are once again here in Henry County, promoting Patchett County, because we're a couple of Patchett County boys.
That we are.
Yeah, and we got a couple of great guests with, well, three great guests with us.
I think you might have been right with a couple.
Yeah, a couple. They're back again.
Scott, don't treat Scott like that.
Scott's a good guy.
Currently
They're back again. The Dragon, Scott Lee.
The champion.
The champion.
The heavyweight champion.
NICW champion,
Hold on, just stop.
Scott Lee.
That was an unsanctioned match. So let's just
Oh,
stop
we're going to
right
start right off the bat.
Mr. Third. Douglas Wentworth III and Eclipso.
That is
the
true.
legendary Eclipso.
I got to take these off. I can't
Take
stand
'em.
to hear y'all's voice in stereo.
That's right.
It sounds
If you're
good.
going to say my name, say it correctly, please. It's Douglas J. Wentworth III, Esquire.
The third.
Esquire.
Thank you.
He was talking about lawsuits the last time we seen him.
We actually got served. I was sitting at the house. Somebody's beating on my front door. I'm like, what in the crap is this? In the middle of the day. And I look in I got security cameras. And it's a cop. It's the local sheriff's department. And they have papers served to me for interrupting from the NICW.
That we jumped this gentleman out here in the parking lot.
Right.
And we have footage to
Back that up.
Right.
But
And it's still under consideration. So I guess we can't talk about that,
you
right?
need the footage.
No, we cannot.
You're not supposed to talk about it, and I'm not supposed to. I know I'm not supposed to talk about it, but whatever. So anyway, you're back on here again. We appreciate y'all being on here to kind of get a history of. We want to know all about you. We got an event coming up June 24th, which is this Saturday in Stuart, Virginia. There's a lot of bad blood. He's not happy about it. I can tell. Y'all are not too happy about it.
So you two,
We saw his video on Facebook talking about we had to pull string.
Well, he said Chad's name about 10 times. And I don't know
that was
about
you.
That's
Chad
me.
Hudson.
Chad Hudson, that's me. But you two are wrestling each other for this belt.
They already
This Saturday.
did. They already did.
Yeah,
he
won.
clearly won.
Hey,
I was there, front row. I was there,
that
front
wasn't a
row.
wrestling match.
I was there, front row, when he started running his mouth
Claiming that he's going to take
to
anybody
get
on.
you up there.
No, he said anybody.
Anybody. After he was looking at you.
But he said anybody. And I couldn't wrestle at the time.
No. Didn't have the
no,
license.
no.
Sometimes you got to just stop when you're ahead.
Let me get
Thank
you
you.
closer to the mic.
Pretty much what I feel is like sometimes you got to just stop when you're ahead.
You're right, Mr. Rudder, you do. For 20 years, Scott, we got in this business together. Do you remember?
Yes,
I rode the road with you. I took you to Carolina when nobody else would use you. I was friends with your father. I love your mother. And for 20 years, I protected you from people like Eclipso. Yes, I moved your contracts.
Now, what do you
Yes.
mean people like Calypso?
Shut up!
What? No. No, sir. No, sir. What do you mean people like Calypso? I'm going to leave the shut up part alone and just get on to the comment that you made, people like Calypso. What's the big deal? I believe he holds the belt, right? So what is he worried about him for?
Let me tell you why.
He got kicked
Scott
in the
is
face.
genuinely
That's what I
a
seen.
nice
That's what I
Throat,
saw, too.
throat,
with
The
an
throat.
loaded boot.
So that was an illegal kick. Is that what you're saying?
illegal
I contend
kick,
it was.
a loaded boot, and a bait and switch.
Loaded boot.
Go back and watch your Be Real podcast. And you will see me say, after I win the belt, you would get the first shot at it.
No, you said anybody.
No, go back and watch the podcast.
We'll play it.
Somebody's going to
We'll
be a
play
liar
it.
here.
We'll play it.
can
And
play it.
I believe you called out anybody. I believe you called out anybody. And I didn't have a license at the time. I wanted to play by the rules. And
Well, we have 5 people that were there. 3 of us are saying
one thing, and
then
you
there's
2 were
2.
saying the other.
Right. So it's like a board of supervisors.
And it is on the footage. Go
Right.
back and watch
It's on the
footage.
footage. Yeah.
Just
Thank
let
God
me
we
finish
have
what I was
footage.
stating earlier, Chud. Chud, right?
Chud.
It's Chad, but go ahead.
Close enough. Scott, you're a genuinely nice guy. This profession, when you get to this level, is far too rough for the likes of you. You're way too nice.
Wait, I'm going to do
One-
it. Shut up!
Look at you.
I love it. This guy's great. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Go ahead. Drink
Go ahead. You were telling them how great he
Give
was.
you
Drinking water.
one- Scott, you're great. You're a really fine wrestler. But I'm gonna give you one last chance. Do the smart thing. Lay the title down right here, or you can wait and do it in Stuart, Virginia. Be a man. Lay the title down, apologize to us, walk away. We'll line up somebody else for that night. Do yourself a favor. He's gonna break your arm. He's gonna dislocate your knee. He's gonna try and hurt you. That's what I've tried to protect you from.
So you're sitting there saying that he's you want him to lay down the belt,
It would be
to
in his
just-
best interest.
to just go here and just give it to. Now you would accept that? That's something you'd accept?
No,
Only with an apology.
I'm not going to accept that either.
You'd accept a
No,
trophy
from what
for
I
everybody?
See, look, from
Is
what
that
I
what we're
see,
doing?
look, Summer Showdown 23 right here. You see Dragon Scott Lee with BTW 21. Be Real, the podcast chat.
That is me. And I seen your promo, and you had asked why he would bring somebody in that wasn't a wrestler,
An outsider.
an outsider.
Yeah.
We all
He
started
didn't.
it.
He didn't ask me to.
Right.
I told Scott that I watched you that whole last match, and that I wasn't going to let that happen again.
Chaz. Let me-
You're a Chad, CHAD,
What?
Chad.
Doesn't matter. Look, do you think you're the first podcast entity, radio personality, local morning TV host that's tried to get a rub off of the Unholy Alliance? No, you're just the next one. And do you think, and we wouldn't be sitting here if in any way we let them survive in this business? You're just next.
I'm next.
You're next.
I think you're going to have a
So
rude
show up to
awakening.
the ring
I will.
and watch what'll happen.
I think you're going to have a rude awakening.
You see, you got to understand too. Yeah, I bet
It's only 2 days away. We'll see. June 24th.
we do go back a long ways, Wentworth. We do. But you also know what I'm capable of in that ring. You also know my background, not only in this profession and professional wrestling. You also know, and you've also seen that when need be, the Dragon does have a little bit of a mean streak in him as well.
Bruce Lee, 1979, said, a good street fighter will take, no matter how many styles of the martial arts you've taken, a good street fighter will destroy you.
He's quoting shit now.
Well, he's
1979
quoting
Bruce
stuff
Lee.
just to back me up
There's
because I've been
somebody to
fighting
look
on
up
the
to.
streets my whole
If there's
life.
a Michael Jordan of the martial arts, wouldn't it be Bruce Lee?
I have a feeling it'd be the guy with the championship belt.
Right.
Again,
And who's got it?
Hold on.
Who's got it?
When he entered the ring, we were expecting you because he knew he was going to beat the hell out of you.
Well, he just had that in his mind.
And then
It's opinions.
he jumped in. Eclipso wasn't even looking at him. Eclipso had already wrestled twice that night. Twice.
How many times you wrestled that night, Scott?
Twice.
How many times did you lose?
Actually, I take that back. 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah, he did. It was 3 times.
Not only that,
He was wore out and still in one move. I
Done.
saw it.
Front row.
He
knock-
wasn't looking.
It won't happen.
Knock
This
your
time,
butt
it
out.
won't happen.
Front row
Eclipso
seat.
won't looking. He was looking at Melonhead over here. It was a loaded boot. I contested. I've known him for 20 years. Have I not known you for 20 years? It's a loaded boot.
Did the referee?
How do
What's
you
the
think he's got
definition of a loaded
Did the
boot?
referee not check everything?
He didn't check nothing. You jumped in the ring and charged me.
What's the definition of a loaded boot? Tell me what. I mean, for those that are listening, what
In the boot.
Piece of lead or something?
Anything that weights the
So
boot.
you've seen him do that before? Are you saying you've wrestled with him or been around him for 20 years? You seen
I
him load a
contest
boot
that it's
before?
very possible.
I don't think so. I think he's an honest man. He's an honest
You obviously
businessman.
just don't think at all anyway.
Well, I do plenty of times. I'll tell you what, that is the reason why I'm in his corner this weekend. You. That's it.
Because of me.
Because of you. I seen you last time you were up in Stuart. You're doing everything dirty you could.
I contest that's not true. We have never cheated.
We've got plenty of
we got
footage.
kids, we got footage.
We got kids. We watch wrestling, and I would tell you what.
I'm thankful for video
Right.
Good footage again.
We have it.
because it speaks the
They run
truth,
a TV
and we can
station,
show
but they got footage.
we
got
can
plenty of
show the
footage.
whole video. It ain't gonna be just a clip of you got these cops that are arresting people and doing all these things. It's like what happened before that. We got the whole video, brother.
Right.
whole
That's
video.
propaganda. Propaganda is when they just show a clip.
Right, just
of
show a
something.
clip
And you
for
can
a
show
minute.
clips of something.
Right. We got the
Decide
whole, we
what
got
you
the
want,
whole
but
thing.
we got the whole video.
No, this is
The
just
whole
like
tape.
that guy Tom Brewer doctors all the footage.
We have to nowadays, I guess.
I wish I could doctor
got
some
to.
footage. I could make some money.
Right.
So
I'm already making money. They done used my name several times.
Can we for 1 minute? Can we for 1 minute? Please?
1 minute.
We have a Be Real podcast here, and our fans and our audience
Trying to be good.
would like to know who we're speaking with.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's
they've
start with the
seen you
Eclipso
wrestle.
right there.
Ooh, check.
Have yourself a lifesaver. You might need it.
Let's start with the Eclipso right there. I want to know his history, how he
Where'd
got
you
started.
start wrestling?
He's not talked that much.
When did you start wrestling, Mr. Calypso?
1977.
1977.
Dang, that was a year before I was born.
That was 2 years after
You
I
were
was
2
born.
year old.
I was 2 years old when you started wrestling.
I was getting made over here in Collinsville
I-
parking
You want to
lot.
know the exact date? It was May
Backseat for
1st,
57
1977.
I admire that, sir. Yeah. So where'd you start wrestling at? Where you? What's your hometown?
Broken down.
Don't let him answer.
Yeah,
See, he's answering for everybody. He's answering for Scott.
it's
He's
that-
answering for Eclipso.
It's that
he's
lawyer
answering for me.
It's that lawyer mentality.
Right.
I
Don't
actually
answer
was
that, Chad.
recruited from a promotion that was right down here in Bassett.
Really?
Really?
That's cool.
It was run by Bobby Arrington and Jimmy Adams,
Wow. Huh.
and that's how I got started.
So who'd you look up to?
How old were you then? Sorry, go ahead.
I was 20 years old.
20 years old.
That's great.
Now, who'd you look up to get into that? I mean, there's got to be some kind of wrestling.
Oh, we didn't look. It's a whole.
You just wanted to
different-
wrestle?
It's a whole different career back then.
Yeah.
I've been wrestling since I was probably 13 or 14.
And 77. Now that's before Hulk Hogan and
That's right at Ric
that's
Flair.
yeah,
Ric
that's
Flair,
before all
I
those
think he had
those
his-
guys got their start
Yeah.
there.
It's 40 some odd years if you want to add it.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
Congratulations to yourself.
Well, 78's 45 years, so 46 years.
That's
And I was
great.
actually put out for a while with 2 neck surgeries and came back. I thought it was over. That's why I want that belt back. I had the Universal Heavyweight Championship. I had to turn it in because I couldn't wrestle anymore.
So some old people want to retire after about 40 years.
I never retired. That's one thing I told the people. I'm never going to say retire because I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
You're just going to do the next
But I
thing.
tell you what I might do. After I win that belt Saturday night, I might retire.
You already had it one time for about,
But this
10
time I'm
seconds?
gonna retire
You had
with it.
10 seconds? What was it, 10?
It was 10.
20?
No, it was
I'll
about-
give him 20 seconds.
I'd say it was a half a minute. You had
How
that
long
belt.
He
ago?
was
How long
laying
have
on the
you had one?
He was laying on the ground.
Oh, I haven't
he-
had one.
Exactly.
And I completely respect you.
Right.
I completely
Right.
respect you.
I do too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But this is my friend here. This is my friend, and I'll be in his corner, and I'm going to watch this guy because I've seen his shady work. You got to,
Right. He'll grab you by the
right,
leg or
the third leg or anything.
Yeah, he might grab you by the third knee. I don't
You're
know.
just
what
managing. You stay in your corner where you belong.
I'm going to, as long as he does. I'll stay there. Everything will be great as long as he stays there.
I don't see it happening.
Just keep getting out of the corner and getting the referee's attention, then you'll see what happens.
I don't see it happening.
What I would like to know is where's your son at?
He couldn't make it.
But he's supposed to be there Saturday.
Oh, he'll be there Saturday.
He'll be there Saturday, but couldn't make it to our podcast.
He's not real happy with his rankings and the ratings that they put out.
Okay, so who ranks the people then? Who's the judge on that?
NICW.
It's the board of the NICW. That's the ones we had to go in front of.
Yeah, the board of directors.
I would say probably idiot podcasters.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to
Bud,
do with it.
Budcasters.
Would you have put him 10?
I've seen him wrestle. I've seen a few
Who was
others
the last
wrestle.
ones in the Battle Royal?
Well, I'll tell you what.
It was you.
He was in the
Yeah,
last.
I will
match
give
for
you
the
credit on that.
Yeah.
You stood
He
your
went through
ground.
everybody
I
in the
appreciate
gauntlet
that.
If they go back to the last show, they can see that. Well, the
Yep.
episode 12, and then, of course, BTW 21 aired it, and then they have it on NICW on the Facebook page.
He also started the gauntlet match and finished. He wrestled several times, and he's ranked 10th. What a joke.
That's another time. He would have won that last round if somebody hadn't interfered.
Well,
or
hey.
run their mouth and got his attention.
I'm not putting down your wrestling skills. I believe in you.
I
But
thoroughly
this guy,
enjoy it.
but this guy right here is an honest man. He's an honest businessman. He takes care of the kids up here in Stewart. But this fella right here is in your corner. And I'm just there to keep an eye on him. I ain't there to get involved with you. You and him wrestle straight up one-on-one. It's all good.
Well,
he
that's why
jumps
there
in
won't
it.
be
I'm
any
there.
super kicks that night with the loaded boot because I plan on just ground and pound, keep him new on the mat.
I've already put in an injunction to try to stop the super kick.
Injunction.
There's,
Now,
there's
is the
more
ki-
to the dragon than just a super kick.
Now, is the kick itself illegal?
No,
To
as
the
long
throat
as
it
you,
is.
yeah,
To what?
To the throat it is.
To the throat.
I thought it
When
was
it's
to the
loaded
jaw.
into
It looked like a jaw shot to me.
Did it look like he was out for a little bit when that happened?
Oh,
It
yeah.
looked like he was.
No, he
I
wasn't
didn't
out.
see-
No, he
I
wasn't
didn't
out.
see that he was sitting on the side breathing or had a hard time coughing.
Right. There was no
nothing like that.
EMS or anything. He was fine.
If it was a kick to the throat, there would still be some laryngitis. There would
Right.
still be some kind of throat. I believe that was to the jaw. I believe you were knocked out by the time you were falling down.
And we can put that
That's
in
my
there.
belief.
I will slow that down and zoom it in because I was there. I filmed it in high definition 4K, and we can zoom in and see where that's at. We'll put
that
that.
was
We'll put that in there
mouthful,
during the break.
I'm telling you.
We'll put that in there during the break. Well, I was there because I mean, y'all come out here on. We invited Scott out here on the podcast last time. It was episode 12.
That was nuts. You guys got carried
And it was
away there,
great.
huh?
It was great. We had a good time, and then all of a sudden he just comes walking in like
I don't know if it was
and
him or his son. His son got a little mouthy.
Well, they just come right in here, and I was just like, "What is going on here?"
I guess he wrestled in school. He got amateur wrestling, pro wrestling. He's a wrestling man, but he got mouthy.
and at the show he did the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so what else are we talking about? Let's talk about Mr. Wentworth III. What would you call yourself? Nothing.
They're just gonna.
All right, Scott.
Scott, thank you, brother.
How's it been? How's it been since you've been the champion?
Right.
Life treating you good?
Life's been great, but I tell you what, I mean,
Hey, I want to tell you something before you get started. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Like those do. That belt looks good right there on your
Right.
shoulder.
That looks excellent.
Now you before the show started, you said we think you were to put it up there, and I said no, man.
Do you
It's
wanna-
yours.
I
you
tell
wanna
what,
put it
You
up
it's-
can.
Yeah, it's getting a
No,
little
no, I don't. I don't. I mean, if you want to, I just don't.
Yeah, let
I
Chad
don't.
guard it over there.
I'll watch
that.
it.
Chad can watch it then. Anyway, I thought it looked good on your
Look at that.
shoulder. You deserve that. I was there. I saw what happened, and you won it fair and square.
Absolutely.
Fair and square.
Well, that's why we're here. That's why the match is main event this on this Saturday. It's because there's a debate, right? So
Give me those. You know.
what we just talked about before, the whole point of like I said before in some other interviews, I do plan on being a fighting champion. I'll take on all comers, and right now we got a debate.
Then
And
how
so
come-
here's that. So I agreed to the match when it was approached to me about.
But
doing
you
this
didn't
match
have
in the main
to,
event.
right?
No.
And I said yes. If he wants a shot, I'll give him a shot.
No, that's
However,
not how it happened.
however,
This sucker's
knowing,
heavy.
like you said before, we've known each other for 20 years. Knowing,
Where he's got to
knowing
go to the
your
bathroom. You need
tactics,
we take a break, right?
He's
Shania,
looking at the bill.
Shania.
He's drooling.
You want to pause it right now? I think Wentworth III has to go to the boys' room.
No, do not pause it.
Are you good?
I'm fine.
You look like you had to piss your pants. I mean, that's the way
He
my
was looking at the bill. He was
I got
getting
a
excited.
3-year-old at the house. That's the way it looked to me. You got to
Just
take a leak.
disgusted with these lies and half the truths and
Well, knowing the tactics.
Didn't that look like a
Yeah,
pissy dance? What is it? Piss
He
dance?
swears up and down that the boot was loaded.
I got some diapers out there in the truck.
He just swears up
need
and down
one.
the boot was loaded.
Well,
You ever have a loaded boot, Scott?
No.
Oh, like he
Never
going
have
to
blooded.
No.
I thought y'all wanted to move on to other stuff. We keep
Well, I wanted to
Old
talk to
stuff.
him about what he's done in his life and how he got into wrestling and everything, but
Y'all quit talking.
he didn't want to answer.
Right. So, sorry, Scott.
That's okay. Like I said, I mean, there's a
I'll
debate.
apologize
There's
for
a
them.
debate for the championship when it was approached to me on, hey, let's do this match for the main event on the Summer Showdown and settle this dispute openly. I said, yes, let's do it. I had no problems whatsoever with that match.
Right.
Knowing the history of Wentworth, and yes, you're right.
He's doing the
We
pee-pee
came in
dance.
together 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. And knowing the tactics and knowing they will do whatever it takes at all costs to win a match.
And you know
I
that
get
about
on
him.
However, that's why you were in my corner. So now I'll look at it like this: manager. Now it's even. Now
Right.
we can make the best man win at the end of the night.
I don't think it's even. I've known him for over a decade now, and I'm sorry.
I'm a sick boy.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
I'm sorry, Wentworth the third, or whatever you call yourself. Sorry.
But going back to your question, you asked about how life has been going. I'm gonna tell you guys, since winning the championship, I've been everywhere for the last few weeks, last couple months.
You was up in West Virginia and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I seen
wrestling.
it. Was it Hinton?
Hinton, West Virginia.
Hinton, West Virginia, yeah.
Been up here a few times, and been to Carolina a couple of times. And like I said, being a fighting champion, representing NICW, representing the heavyweight champion, defending it. So we've been busy a lot doing that during the last couple of months, as well as constantly, radio stations, newspapers, you name it. It's been
Right. Star News.
Right, Star News. A lot of them have been asking for interviews and stuff, and they're all behind, which I'm very, very happy they're all behind for this show. So
Right.
this show on Saturday.
2 days from now.
Right. And this is what I tell everybody in the community. This show, yes, we got this match going on. It's not all about me. It's not about the
Thursday.
wrestlers. This coming
It's
Saturday.
Thursday.
It's to
I might be.
we're going to help raise money for the Patrick County High School band. And
Yes.
that's pretty much what
I saw
the
that on the
show is
flyer,
about.
yeah. Concessions to benefit the Patrick County High School band. So we greatly appreciate y'all bringing yourselves to Patrick County, which is the heart of Patrick County, which is Stuart, Virginia, right there at the Memorial Building.
And then taking some proceeds and putting it back into the
putting
community.
it back into the community.
Right.
So it's awesome. June 24th.
I'm going to try one more time since we did this.
I think they're on a hunger strike or something.
He's wanting.
They ain't saying
he's
nothing.
No, he's going to talk.
Well, you know he is.
Mr. Wentworth the third. When did you start wrestling, sir?
He never wrestled. He's a lawyer.
23 years ago.
23 years.
That is
He
good.
started representing lawyers 23 years ago.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I don't want to get out of character or nothing. But I said
Sorry.
this. I said this. The last show after the wrestling. We got heels and baby faces in wrestling. And that's something I learned from Scott. I didn't know.
Right,
I
I
didn't
didn't-
know the
I-
lingo. I watched wrestling when I was a kid. The heels that I've seen.
What are you talking? Who is a heel? What is a heel?
Well, I don't know. I hear that the baby faces.
What's a
Oh,
baby face?
well,
I'm
I-
old school. You got to remember, I don't know all these terms.
Right.
you
So
guys.
I'll tell you from what I've learned, and this is just a few months ago, that there's baby faces and heels, that there are people that are good guys and bad guys. And I've always admired this bad guy persona that y'all play.
Play.
Yeah. I'm going to take it as
He's
play.
playing it.
I'm going to take
Say
it as
be
play.
real.
He's playing.
This is be
You're as real
real.
as it gets, buddy. You
told you
will
he's gonna
find out
talk.
Saturday
I
night if
believe-
you stick your nose in one iota of that match.
He's
You
going
will
to
not
talk.
only get it slapped off, but I made sure that the claw that has been banned by the NICW, who has been biased against us for over 20 years.
So what do you mean banned? The claw? Is that the glove?
Eclipso's claw has devastated
I've heard about
so
this
many
glove
men.
the last time. That's a heck of a move you put on people.
You hear a lot
What
of
is
stuff
the name of that
about
move?
The claw.
let's see. Hey, you heard of Boogie Woogie Man?
Yeah.
He's coming
Yeah,
up.
He's a good guy.
He's coming.
What is
Look
he?
at that. See?
Is he a
He's
heel
coming
or
up.
a baby?
I don't know.
It don't matter. He's nobody.
Does.
He's not nothing.
Okay.
I've been in the ring with him. I beat him. He's nothing.
He still owes me $54 from when he put me.
Well,
to
he
sleep.
seems to be a good guy.
Did you just sleep? What'd you
Yeah.
say?
I soiled my suit. He still owes me $54
You soiled your suit, sir.
with an illegal chokehold.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Wait, hold up. You soiled your suit. I have 7 children. When I hear the word soil, I mean crap themselves. Is that what you're saying you did? You crapped yourself.
How many kids you got?
7.
$54.
And you
Your
wondered,
name's Nick, ain't it? Nick Cannon. I know you. I know you. I thought he looked familiar.
and you wondered why this place smelled like feet.
It might do that. I don't know. It might smell like feet.
But I did
$54
figure out every time we come here, it smells like feet. Mm-hmm. So I sent Scotty out
His opinion.
to find out why.
Right.
He actually found somebody who figured it out. You see, on Saturday is the big drunken barn dance for all available women. And on Saturday morning, they all line up at the barber shop to get their beards shaved, their mustache trimmed and waxed, and to have their shoulder hair groomed.
So that's the women of Patrick County.
Shoulder hair. nothing says, I'm ready to be accorded like groomed shoulder hair.
Right. Let's
I
do
love it. Stuart, Virginia. There was someone else on the card that was talking some bad. Matt.
She's giving me the finger.
Who's this guy?
We got 2 minutes. Thank God.
I will tell you, talked about Jimmy, talked about Boogie. Of course, he'll be there on the 24th
Yeah.
to make an appearance, and he'll also be at the Stagecoach on Main Street.
And he's a handsome fella.
from 12
But
to
anyways, I want to get back to what I was saying about the heels and the baby faces. You heels got it going on.
Hold on
You
a
know
minute.
how to work the crowd. You know how to work the people. And I admire that a lot.
Let's get a little bit more about the Boogie Woogie Man. He's going to
Boogie
be
Man. He done ripped them up. He ain't got no respect for the Boogie Woogie Man.
Boogie Woogie Man. He's going to be at the.
Stagecoach uptown on Main Street.
It's on Main Street, Stewart, from 12 to 3.
in the afternoon.
Okay, cool. I see that right now. 12 to 3. There you go. The Boogie
Oh,
Woogie
she's
Man.
got it. Shania's got
Handsome.
it up on the TV.
Handsome Jimmy Valent. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Cool.
Why don't we take a break and then we'll come back and get some more insults from these people?
I don't know if I can take any more.
I can.
You know, the only reason that I'm actually putting up with this time, last time I couldn't put up with it. Well, I did because I was shocked. But
What? Excuse me?
this time I'm putting up with it because you're going to be there in the ring this Saturday.
Well, you know,
Not in the ring.
they're not going to allow me in the
On the
ring yet.
outside of the
I'm
ring.
managing.
He's going to be.
All
He's not going to be in the audience.
All I'm doing is I got Scott's
So when you
back.
run your mouth this time,
Make sure it stays one-on-one and fair.
That's all I want to do.
That's all his job is.
That's all I want to do.
Right.
And Scott didn't ask me to. You know, you question it on your little little video there that why was Scott bringing in an outsider?
I was on a commercial.
I'm so glad that
He
we're
didn't bring in an outsider.
Well, I'm so-
I volunteered.
all right. And
I
I'm
volunteered.
I'm so glad you're mentioning it because I think it got 2 likes on Facebook. So
That's
now
okay.
they'll actually people will
Right
hear
now,
it.
people will watch
You
it.
go to his Facebook page if you want to, and push the little like button.
You go to mine. I shared it.
Oh, you shared it?
Yeah.
Okay, you get like 50 likes. He's
Right.
2 or 3, 4 up there. And where are you
Anyways,
from?
let's go to break.
Delaware.
We'll come on back in a minute.
The NICW is back in Patrick County with the Summer Showdown 23. The Legendary Eclipso versus Dragon Scott Lee for the NICW World Heavyweight Championship. Also, Hangman Larry Cooter versus Martial Law for the NICW Mid-Atlantic Heritage Championship. There's others on the card. Come on out Saturday, June 24th. Meet and greet at 6, bail time is 7. All at Stuart Rotary Memorial Building right here in Stuart, Virginia. Get your tickets now at Rutter's Martial Arts, Lowe's Foods, Little Caesars, Stagecoach on Main Street, and Boyce Holland Veterinary Services. Don't forget about the Women's Championship Tournament match, plus others. Come for a family good time. The NICW National Independent Championship Wrestling Summer Showdown 23. And we're back.
We are
What a podcast we
Hold
got.
on, hey, caller.
interrupted.
Caller,
already. We
caller.
got a caller.
You've got a caller. Where's y'all's little button? You push to get a caller.
We got.
We don't do a call-in show.
You don't.
We could do one.
I understand why you don't go call it show. That's fine.
What do you mean you understand? What are you talking about? We got to answer the question.
Yeah, that's why y'all
We're not-
don't need,
we're
that's
not
why
used
y'all
to-
don't need a call-in button because
We're not
nobody
used to having older people on the
Nobody would
shows.
call in.
Who's going to
Gotta
call
explain
in?
it
Do
to
we
them.
have somebody call in?
Exactly. Nobody would call in
No,
unless
but
we're here.
he's not, he's older, so we got to explain it to him that it's not a call-in show.
Yeah, technology before his time.
Right.
That sounds like technology before your time. You can't take a call in.
So one of the things we kind of aired out some stuff during the break a little bit. We want to get into promoting the show.
We're here,
Shania.
all of us.
We're all here.
regardless of the the
Right.
inconvenience of each other's personalities.
Yeah.
we're
Couple of
here to
days coming up.
promote this.
Meet and greet.
She's got it up there.
She's got it up there. Saturday, June 24th from 12 to 3. If you go out there on Main Street at, where is it at? Stagecoach. Stagecoach on
Oh,
Main Street.
Stagecoach to meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Boogie Woogie Man.
No,
Yeah.
I want to talk about this.
Oh,
I want to talk about the showdown.
We want to get that too. He's going to be out there at the show also. There we
That's
go.
what I want to talk about.
Summer Showdown.
So who do we have
down.
wrestling? What?
So, just go ahead. Summer Showdown.
Anyways, who
23.
do we got wrestling? We got Scott
Yeah.
and
The
Eclipso here.
Dragon.
They're running for the heavyweight championship belt.
Even though Scott's got it.
Right. We got the Heritage Championship. And that's martial law and the Cooter, Larry Cooter. I liked him last time he was
Cooter.
out. He was a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
The Forsaken and the JPWO. Who's that?
What is JPWO?
I saw this guy here. I don't know which one that is. Do you all know who this fella is with the long hair, blonde hair? What's his name?
Okay.
Is that Jeff?
Yeah, it's Jeff Paul.
Jeff Paul said a
Jeff
lot of
Paul.
nasty things about Stuart, Virginia, and I just want to know if he feels safe going there now.
He's from West Virginia, so obviously he doesn't know a lot of
Right.
this area down here. But I know he's pretty well known up in West Virginia, Oak Hill, Beckley, all over the place up in West
I just
Virginia.
saw him talking a lot of trash about Stuart, and I don't know. I think he was standing by a dumpster or something.
Was he?
Yeah, saying that's how Stuart is, and
So that's the
what
tag
Stuart
team
people are.
contenders match.
This guy here, the Wentworth third there, he was talking about how cheesy Stuart was and how backwoods we are.
We during the break we said we was going to kind of
What? We said we were what?
We're
What
going
did
to
we say?
we're going to kind of chill out. The women's championship tournament match.
Sam Street.
match.
She's new, and she is my favorite on this card here. I want to see her wrestle.
Tell us a little bit about that, Scott. This is the first time women have wrestled in the NICW, from what I know.
NICW, from what I've been told, they're actually going to be adding a women's division.
Okay.
You don't usually see a lot of women's divisions anymore, other than the big time stuff. You don't see
Right.
a lot on the independents.
Right.
And so the NICW is adding the women's division, and they want to do a tournament to crown the first ever NICW women's champion.
Yeah.
And the first two, these two ladies have been on the circuit all over the place for several years, and they are very, very well known.
They do not like each other.
They
at
do
all.
not like each other.
These two have been
This is
wrestling each
not-
other throughout the summer,
Right.
and they have, bad blood, right?
Yeah.
They know each other well.
Yeah, so that NICW has said, hey, let's have these two be the first ones to go at it to determine the first round for the championship.
Nice. So the only thing that me and Wentworth actually have in common is we cannot pronounce how you say that? Sasaki?
Sasaki.
Sasaki. Yeah, I
That's
saw
a
his
bad woman right there.
saw his promotion of that, and he was like, however you say it, and I was like, I agree with that. So it's Sasaki versus Sam Street,
Sam Street's my girl.
which is the
I'm going with
first.
Old Sis. I think Old Sis is going to win.
Sis is going to get it.
I think Sis is going to.
So we're betting on Sam.
I am. I'm putting my money on Sam. She
Money
comes
on
up.
Sam.
She grows up. She said I watched her little promotion there. She has no wrestling background.
I haven't seen the promotion. I look forward to that.
Right, but she's a tough girl. She's a tough girl.
I think both of them. I know Sis and Sasaki. You may know more about this than I do, but I know both of them were Boogie graduates at one time, weren't they? I know Sis probably more so than 10,
Now,
15.
for the people that don't know,
Quite a good while
years.
ago.
Yeah,
Her-
quite a few
her
while.
persona
For the people that-
changed vastly over the years.
sorry to interrupt you. For the people that don't know, and including myself, what's Boogie? What are you talking about? The Boogie? graduates?
Okay, Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man.
Okay.
Of course, he has a
Help yourself.
Yeah, he has a training camp up in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
And this is where some of these two ladies had actually trained.
Oh.
At the camp, and a few people also on the show as well.
So Sis and Sam came out of the same
For the camp.
camp. Okay, cool. And this is, from what I understand, the first women's championship tournament match with the NICW.
Right. So the winner moves on in the tournament, and of course, in future shows that NICW will be having other females as well, try to get their name up there.
Right.
Also try to be also entering the tournament as well. So
Okay.
there will be more.
That'll be $14 too, by the way. New Haven, Connecticut. We're gonna
You're getting a call too.
But anyway,
leave that alone.
Also appearing, John Heartbreak, Yellow Man, Casper O'Neill,
Yellow
J.D.
Man,
Pruitt.
that is a wrestler. I seen him jumping around that ring. I mean, he's crazy. I like watching that guy.
You like Yellow
Man? Yeah, I do. I like him. He's my favorite. What'd you say?
will you let him finish his
Who?
without interrupting?
Him?
Oh, we do that all
We
the
do
time.
that
That's how
all
we
the time.
talk.
We're
It's not.
good.
There's not a
Conversation that we're not interrupting each other.
right.
So
it's not like y'all. Y'all are rudely interrupt.
right. We're just discussing.
We just discuss. All right. We're men.
doing it for years.
We know how men operate.
We don't insult each other for
Right.
no reason.
Right, like boys do. J.D. Pruitt, Damian James, Dallant Grant, Scott Weddle.
Scott.
Should be ranked
kindly
number 2
remember
right
that.
now.
Scott Weddle. He's a
He's
good
way
wrestler.
down on this appearing
Yeah.
list.
What's with him? Why he's not
They
even
haven't
on the
found an
card?
opponent for him yet.
Oh,
Not only that, the NICW has just been biased against us all along.
Really?
Always have been.
really? And Ace England. Is that how you say it?
You gotta
England?
give that man
England?
credit. He doesn't let anything stop him, and I'll put it there.
Who you talking about? Scott?
Ace England.
Oh, Ace England. Yeah. So this is all coming up in a couple of days. This is airing Thursday,
Now Scott and
June
you,
22nd.
Eclipso, and you, Mr. Douglas.
They're the main card, man.
You are an alliance. You have something going on. What is it?
What is it?
You see,
Who what?
Eclipso needed the services because he kept getting screwed around by different promotions and illegal kicks to the throat and those kind of things. He needed someone to represent him outside of the ring,
Right.
not just inside of the ring. He can handle his own business.
Now, how long y'all have known each other?
20-some years.
So you've been in at 50. You known him 20.
So as he got
25.
older, you felt the need to step in and do some illegal moves while the referee's not looking.
No.
Is that what it is?
Kind of just help him
Well,
out.
we're being real now.
Yeah, we're just. I mean,
As
just
you
being
said.
real.
Also, you're being biased against older people.
Well, I'm not being biased. I'm just saying
we
that
are.
he said he stepped in
Highly
when
respect
you
older
were being disrespected, and I was just wondering. I've seen him on the last show, and he was jumping in the ring, trying to distract the referee, trying to do all kinds of things to help you out. Is that what the?
No.
Yelling at
deal
little
is?
kids
I
and
think
stuff
your
like that.
imagination's going a little wild there, but
It does do that time to time.
He's yelling at little kids.
Back to the card.
Back to the card. Sorry. This is coming out Saturday, June 24th. We're trying to be respectful, I guess.
John Heartbreak versus Yellow Man.
Where you got that? Saturday, June 24th, meet and greet, 6 p.m., bail at 7 o'clock. Stuart Rotary Memorial Building, Stuart, Virginia. You can get your advance tickets.
Hometown, Stuart, Virginia.
Get your advance tickets at Rutter's Martial Arts, Lowe's Foods, right there in Stuart. Little Caesars, right beside Lowe's Foods. Stagecoach on Main Street. You know where it's at. And Boyce Holland Veterinary Services. You
That's
know where
us.
that's at?
Well, let me interject.
I know where that's at. Boys Holland Veterinary Service. Know where that's
Let
at.
me interject one thing.
Go ahead, sir.
Interject, brother.
You've never gotten to meet Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant.
I
Bring
haven't.
your kids out. They will love this guy. He is a fantastic talent. Not only is he a WWE or he's a WWF Hall of Famer.
That's why I was watching wrestling.
He's
WWF.
been
I
everywhere in the
didn't.
world.
WWE was like I'm
He
done.
has wrestled everywhere in the world. He has been around forever. He is just a fantastic gentleman. Bring your kids out and see Jimmy Valiant. We don't know how many more times because these guys are getting older.
Yeah.
And he's one of the nicest, genuinely nicest men in the world. He doesn't hate anybody. He has no gripes. So you got to come out and get a chance to come out and see Jimmy Valiant. Do so.
That's the most decent thing I've heard you say.
I was going to say the same. I mean, it's just like that was from. He actually has a heart.
Yeah,
it's
they
like the
do.
Grinch.
I said
like
that,
this little bitty.
I said that shows ago.
red
those
thing.
those heels have the biggest heart.
That's probably the only thing that I can honestly say that I can agree with you. Right now is Boogie. Boogie actually, you know, I got my start training at Boogie's camp right at 20 years ago. And but you got to look at in Charlottesville, yeah. But you know, you're right. I mean, look, we just recently lost 2 legends in the business in the last couple of months. I mean, we lost superstar Billy Graham. We just lost the Iron Sheik. I mean, so I mean,
Really?
yeah.
Man, that was my guy. I liked him.
Man.
Right.
He did the camel clutch.
So you know, anytime the fans get an opportunity,
Oh, really?
get the opportunity to meet these guys, you know, don't hesitate. Come on out.
I would like to hear this. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Tell us about
It's
it.
too long for this.
No, do it.
involves me and Ken Steele taking
It does.
Then
taking the
go
show
ahead,
back to the
please.
airport one.
Taking him to the airport.
Yeah, after a show, we had to pick him up the next day and take him to the show. So
Give them highlights. Just give them highlights.
Yeah.
that's one of Kenny's main. Wish he was here because he can really tell you the story better than I could.
Oh, it was that.
Now that's what really intrigued me. The last show was for Ken Steele, and everybody there. I'd like to recap on that real quick. When you did the little ceremony thing, when everybody came out to the ring, kind of stood around the ring.
I loved it. I loved
I
it.
would tell you what, this big old guy got a little teary-eyed.
Right.
That was impressive. I admired y'all's spirit about it, and everyone came together
The
for that
respect.
moment, the respect for it. you know.
We talked about my history with Kenny back. All of us kind of talked about our history back on the last podcast. We don't have to go back and re-talk about all that again. But that was probably one of the most honored things I was able to do to recognize Ken and induct him as the first member into the NICW Hall of Fame and recognize his family that was there, his sisters,
Right, they
his
were,
sisters and
yeah.
nieces and nephews were there. But also probably one of the hardest things for me to be able to do as well. But I was so honored that they were able to be there part of the show, and that was just a highlight. That was
Right.
Well, I just seen.
you could see all those wrestlers that were there that night, as well as the guys you were there. You were actually got in the ring, talked a little bit yourself. That was one of the things
that was
I made a
good.
point when I said is that we may not all be able to agree on certain things in this business, but we all agree the fact that we all miss them, we all love them, and we're all here that night for Kenny.
I loved that moment. That was a great time for me to witness that. I mean, it
Although
was
we get in the ring and we go at each other's throat. That doesn't mean we don't have respect. That don't mean we're going to dinner either.
absolutely. No,
If I
I
seen him broke down on the side of the road, I would have picked him up until the day. So until the kick.
till the kick, and then I just drive right past him.
Especially if it's raining, I'd give him a swag.
Yeah, Wentworth has got my respect. So does Eclipso. And we try to, we kind of hash some stuff out during the break. So a little bit.
He was talking about he was Jimmy Valiant. I too as well. I didn't even,
How old is Jimmy Valiant? They like to know how old everybody is.
I think he's like 77.
You're wrong.
Wow. Really?
He's 80 now.
80 years old.
80 years old.
Remarkable. Even more remarkable.
Right. Right.
They bring up.
He's remarkable for turning 80, but I'm still wrestling, and I'm not remarkable. I'm just an old man.
No, you're remarkable. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what.
Get over that, Kenny.
He can't.
Got to
but
be some way.
I will tell you this: that I admire you. I did not understand the Eclipso rage until you were on the show last time, and then I spent the last couple months looking you up, and I respect you, and I'm impressed by
have
what you've done
watched-
in your life, sir.
Now,
I hold a win over the great Wahoo McDaniels.
right.
I had several matches, and with most of them was disqualifications, but I did win one. And not many people can do that.
Now, what is the YouTube channel? Because I've watched a numerous amount of matches that you've been in. Is it American Wrestling? What is it?
American Championship Wrestling.
American Championship Wrestling. Y'all need to go up. Well, you can actually just type in Eclipso on YouTube and it'll pop up.
He's the man.
But I had seen a video of him, and I was like, I got to look at this channel. So I looked at the channel, and I mean, it was like, there's a bunch of people on there, but Eclipso. I loved it. I've been watching those. I mean, great videos.
Boris Zukov, who should have already been in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Right.
WWF
I
Hall of
trained
Yeah.
Boris Zukov.
Fame. Yes, sir.
Really?
He was Jim Nelson at the time.
Huh.
Sergeant Jim Nelson.
Wow.
Private Jim Nelson.
Yeah. I've been in the ring with Ray Stevens,
Really?
Been in the ring with Cactus Jack.
Okay, I think I saw that one.
I had this last
Cactus
sleeper
Jack.
hold that Johnny Weaver put on anyone before he passed away.
Really?
That one was.
Really?
So I mean, I've got people.
So-
I've been in the ring with Tony
so
Atlas.
this-
I've been in the
See
ring
how
with-
this works when we all
The
talk
wrestling,
civilly?
right? It's a good conversation. The
Yeah.
wrestling reminds me a lot of the racing. I race cars. It's what I do. I race on weekends. I took some time off. I don't know what you said. I'm just going to ignore it and keep on going with my conversation. But
said.
right, I don't know what you said.
Got to do it.
But it's a mixed match of these people at the highest level of promotion, and then it just trickles down. I've raced against Ryan Newman. I've raced against people that were in the NASCAR circuit, in a small town circuit of my own. And it seems like wrestling's the same way. You know, you have different promotions doing different things, and you get an opportunity to wrestle people that are you coming to give us a 2-minute warning already?
It's always something.
We better talk some garbage
Let me
then.
say,
Well, you want to talk about the racetracks?
Yes, sir.
We used to wrestle at Franklin County Speedway.
I was the 09 champion at
Well,
Franklin County.
honestly, we packed that place. There was standing room only when we wrestled.
Yeah,
Nobody watches races.
right. No, I tell you what, I guarantee, I don't know if you're talking about the early 90s, maybe early 2000s. I drove cars and I was probably up there watching y'all
This
wrestle.
is a podcast.
Hello? What is he doing?
He's just taking a call.
Well, we're on the air, buddy.
He's a lawyer. You know how lawyers are.
Yeah.
Gotta love them dang lawyers.
Hey, let's talk about this real
What?
quick. This Saturday, let's go watch wrestling. June 24th. What time's the bell ring? 7 o'clock.
here's what we all kind of glossed over from the days of the HCW
Do it.
and ICW. What this is going back to is this is a family show.
Right.
This, you can bring your family, have a good time for a
Yes.
minimal amount of money. You're not going to see the blood and guts and gore of the other thing.
Right.
These shows are designed for a family event.
I love
And you're
it.
going to see wrestling.
High
You're
You're
gonna
energy.
see
wrestling.
High energy
It's
wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just constant movement.
I brought my grand boy out there. He's 7. He was 6 at the time, and he absolutely loved it. And I said, "We're going to go out next Saturday." And he's like, "Where are we going?" I said, "The wrestling." He's like, "Let's do it. Let's do it." And he actually liked you.
He was one of those booger picking bedwetters.
He actually liked you. He likes those, you know, and the black chicken or the
That
black
was-
dragon.
that was a black dragon.
Sorry,
That
the
wasn't
black
a
dragon.
chicken.
Sorry,
I got some advice for you.
What are you saying, sir?
he loved it.
This is interesting.
Remember, always remember, 2 birds in the bush is better than a brick to the face.
2 birds to the bush
It's
better than a brick to the face. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that for
Yeah,
a
you
while.
gotta drink some water for that one.
That's great.
So, any last words? I guess we got to kind of wrap it up.
We do got to wrap it up today.
Yeah, thank y'all for coming out. We greatly
Hey, am I
appreciate
gonna
you
be a
traveling.
contender for this because I beat martial law.
Yep.
So you just feel
So I'm gonna win this belt, and then I'll come down, and then I can wrestle.
So you want the heritage belt also?
And then I'll take my buddy Chad out because he said he didn't have no wrestling experience.
He wants
She
the
don't have no
female
wrestling
belt.
Experience.
He wants the female belt. He's identifying as a female.
well. I think he was putting me up against Sam Street.
I think I think he just said he was identifying as a female.
You wanted to know my part in this. You see, when all of this came down, when he lost the title in a non-sanctioned match, I went to the NICW and said, "Hey, it wasn't a sanctioned match." They said, "No. If it's in the ring, we like to say that, you know, and you agreed." And he said,
We got the
"Okay,
3
okay,
count.
Okay. So we wanted a rematch. He didn't even want to give us a rematch. He was ducking us. He didn't want this rematch. So I said, well, when the champion loses the title, it's automatic that he gets a rematch in his place of choice. They balked. No, it wasn't sanctioned. Well, if it wasn't sanctioned, give the title back to Eclipso. He wanted in a sanctioned match. You see? Is that not?
That's all I gotta
I
say.
hear what you're saying.
June
I hear what you're
24th.
saying.
June 24th.
so subjective. I disagree with that.
June
because
24th.
Just
from
to
the-
chill,
from the beginning
just
and the
everybody come
start-
out and see this
June
match.
24th.
From the beginning, from the start, I said from the beginning, I will give him a rematch.
June 24th.
So yes, all we can do. I ain't
June
running, I'm
24th.
right here. So at
June
the same
24th.
time, come out June 24th this Saturday night.
All right.
Let's
And Scott, let me tell you something. I got your back.
What date is that again?
Look here, Justin.
This guy ain't doing
For a
that.
poop caster, you're all right.
I hear you. I hear you. We're gonna.
There's somebody out. Shania's saying there's somebody out there in the parking lot doing something. They seen on the security camera.
What?
Oh, it's probably just some raccoons
Raccoon.
I don't
All right.
digging
Well,
around in the trash pile
we'll
in the
see.
front seat or something.
all right. Hey,
We got to get it, brother.
we'll see y'all Saturday. We got to go.
June 24th.
What's that date again?
June 24th.
Scott,
That's all I got to say.
one
Summer
last
Showdown.
time, one last time, go ahead and lay the belt down.
It's not going to happen.
Say
Let's make the
yourself.
best
Give
it-
man
give it
win
back.
Right here.
24th on
Scott.
Saturday night.
You notice
Scott,
they didn't
20
touch
years
it the whole
ago.
time or even
Right.
try to touch
He
it.
doesn't
20
dare.
years.
Y'all be real and come on back.
20-year friendship down the drain.
Please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Thank you.